What it do, what it is. Wow, welcome to this full moon in Virgo ceremony. Oh yes. Um damn. Thank y'all for your patience. For those of you who are tuned into Future Life, I am currently uploading the final weekly. So I wanted to wait till I had all that uploaded before I went live. Hope y'all can hear me well. Um, Released a whole lot this weekend. So yeah, so excited to do this right now. But this probably is going to be one of the most magical rituals that we will do. And what constitutes full and new moon in Pisces is that they build up on 6 months of energy we've been really intending for it. So for those of you who've been vibe tribing with us, vibe tribers, and have been present since Aries season, and once again, like since the Libra new moon, it's going down. It is going down, y'all. You're really gonna notice if you're just joining us for the first time. This is the cool thing about being a part of the Vibe Tribe. Shout out to Shakti, shout out to House of Judea, shout out to Mother of Men, shout out to Lena, shout out to Chad, shout out to all of y'all. If you're just joining us, we prime the energy for you, so it might not be as like noticeable or super intense as those who have been, taking part of these rituals, but this is quite the shift. And I think the most amazing part about this all is the low key subliminal quality. The two most subtle subliminal signs of the zodiac are Pisces and Virgo. It's what allows the other water and earth signs to be super subtle. So what makes this such a life-changing ceremony and full moon is the integration of everything we're going to be aware divinely with the celestial guidance, and how this is going to change your behavior forever. How this is going to change your habits forever. This is going to be a very magical ritual. I am going to draw inspiration, and what we do in this ritual, I'm actually taking from two videos. One from We Are Creators and two from Aaron Dowtree, who I realized recently actually stays in Vegas. I had no idea. But yeah, the 2-cup method. So bring 2 cups. They could be plastic cups like he has in his video. They could be glass. They could be mugs. Just 2 drinking devices. They don't even have to be the exact same. We're going to put water in one, put it in the other, drink the water. Okay. And everything about mutable signs is about timelines. They're about portals. They're mutable states of experience. The reason why Sagittarius and Pisces, I say, is the multiverse and infinite potentiality, is seeing into so many different, possibilities. And Sandy Lancaster says, we have done that before. Dope. So you were there the last time we did this. We are doing this again. Great point. Everything about mutable signs is your perception. And that's why it's a magical square. It's a magical aspect. It's a magical state, whatever the word really is. If you think about perception, it's infinite, because in one moment I could perceive what I'm doing in so many different ways. The timeline at which I am talking like this is significantly different than if I did the rest of the ceremony in this obnoxious voice, which would probably make some of you come off, or more of you be like, I like this guy. This guy's kind of funny. Versus if I do it all like this, and I'm a little bit monotone, And now this fundamentally shift, something super subtle. I'm still on here speaking what I'm going to say, but something super subtle is the way I say it. How, right? Virgo, how I do this is going to create a butterfly effect. Shout out to Astro Phoenix. Peace Talk coming soon is going to instrumentally change the dynamic of how some people might be turned on or put off to this. So we're doing the 2 cup method, but we're doing it along with a timeline shift. Each and every single one of us are going to shift timelines. And that was the recent video Aaron made. The links to both are in the comments. If I don't know if they're pinned already or if you're not able to see comments until after the live is done, but if you want to look more into the explanation of these videos and the metaphysics behind it, which is very powerful, in the 2 cup method, it's explained how, you know, the energy you put into what you're about to drink or water can be imprinted. We kind of use that a bit here vaguely, but very magically. And then, of course, we're going to step into meditation and step into a new timeline, y'all. Damien D said, would you advise against lighting candles during your videos? Absolutely not. I do not advise against that at all. And yeah, looking forward to this. Looking forward to this greatly. In fact, should light some sage. Wouldn't be opposed to that. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna light some goddamn sage. Cards too. Get your cups. You can't compare. It don't work like that. That's the thief of joy. Like that. Ben, baby, Ben. I don't know if I'm doing this right at all. Ben, baby, Ben. Show me your fire. Ooh, one smell of that sage just changed it. I remember I saw a meme. What's that big blunt y'all do? VC says, yes, hoodies are in the works. I'm holding back on shirts just so I can get the manufacturing right. I wanna connect with somebody that can hook me up. But I do want to get hoodies. I do want to get so much more. I want to build the merch site officially. So we're gonna see that. Oh, nice. We're gonna see that come into play closer as we get into, of course, Aries season, and we start this new year off right. Mystic Tree Face says, do we fill our glasses up yet? Great question. Not exactly, not quite, but soon, yes. And honestly, I would just kind of focus right now on your breath. The whole notion of this full moon, once again, is super subtle. Because when we think about everything that I've been speaking of, when we think about this, especially these timelines we're shifting into, they're timelines that exist now. Every single person has experiences with amazing synchronicities that have, I mean, as far as just this week alone, I mean, even right now, I see the synchronicity that are tapping you in to the expansive, not void, but world beyond you. And I want to just kind of reintroduce certain concepts that I've been speaking on for a while. And the first of that is whenever we go through mutable signs, whenever we go through Pisces season, Gemini season, Virgo season, Sagittarius season, these are perceptual shifts. These are not only perceptual shifts, these are very amazingly magical transits. Love you too, Ang. Appreciate you. That because our subconscious and conscious can be aware of so much, really puts us in a maelstrom of possibility that, you know, we don't have to know everything, but we are effectively walking into portals, especially this Pisces season with Neptune that's ready to Neptune wanted to wait 15 degrees. Thank you for kissing my face, Victoria. Anybody who kisses me, your wish comes true. I totally mean that, whether it's my big forehead or whatever. But yeah, it's dope because a lot of how you have had latent abilities, energies that really had no purpose. Some of you felt like you were ready to levitate. And I purposefully use extreme examples like superpowers just to stretch out what you think is possible. And just to let you know, like it's real out here. Life is not at all as it seems. So Virgo season, we're stepping into the portal, into the real realm. From Gemini season to Virgo season, we're stepping out of our minds into our bodies, into reality. When we come into Sagittarius through Pisces season, we're stepping into the spiritual realm. And what I mean by that is our connection to these celestial forces, our connection beyond our superconscious is heightened. It has to be heightened so that the energy that we usually focus on what's real, we take back on and we focus more on our inner world. It's not as simple as that, but that's it. There's actually no concept I can put it in words. So that's like the best way I could say. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt because it's deeper than that. Some of you have Mercury and Pisces natally or Aquarius. So you can understand my concept in a realer way, in a truer way. All right, this is me doing my best as messenger Gemini to put it in words for you. But other than that, hot diggity dog, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening right now. I'm gonna try. I'm not doing a weekly, so I'll kind of make this a weekly a bit. The portal into Pisces is celestial guidance and the role in that world. So that's why this new moon in Aquarius ceremony was all about connecting with your personal celestial guide. It might be more than one celestial. There's a spirit team initiation that's occurring where you're going to be connecting with special spiritual forces that literally manifest themselves in mythological forces and beings, aspects of your philosophy, aspects of your subconscious mind that need expression. These are for people who want more realistic explanations of this. The spiritual team of spirit guides are manifestations of your subconscious mind, your habitual patterns, your psychological state. But I don't want to compromise mythological beings, actual ghosts, goddesses, some demons, angels. Holla at the angels. We out here. And really paranormal shit. So the thing here is, what makes this an initiation is that we're stepping into a rabbit hole. We're going into a rabbit hole into infinity. And we've already gone into subsequent rabbit holes. This is the rabbit hole of all rabbit hole, where you're being initiated to fall into a space where you can't stop falling just so you can realize, oh, wait, I can levitate. Oh, wait. Why am I even afraid of what I don't know? That type of thing. So this is going to be lit because Jupiter's in Sagittarius. and humanity is already being wild. Someone got arrested recently for shooting the cops and actually also streamed it live while he was doing it. So I know Jupiter's in Sag. You have somebody lying about getting jumped by people with MAGA hats, and Gucci doing blackface on Black History Month. So it's wild. It's lit right now. People talking about demonic experiences after meeting Drake. Like, it's lit right now, y'all. You have no idea what's going down. Like, timelines are not only shifting, seers are in a position to jump into people's worlds like Blue's Clues. And this rabbit hole is actually you jumping into magical worlds where you could explore through the vehicle of your imagination. Shout out to Jackie E. I knew Jesse was lying from the start too. The moment I heard that story, I was like, I don't believe it. I didn't share it because I didn't want people to feel like I'm supporting one side over the other. But as soon as I heard that story, the way that they said it's MAGA country, I'm like, that's fake. No one's gonna do that in Chicago. like people are not that bold. And what do you know? So other than that, you know, Alice in Wonderland, huge theme. This is important because trust me when I say, okay, all the synchronicities and the signs that you've been seeing, and it was Fauzi tube. Somebody when Fauzi kind of looked up, hit up Drake or whatever, he was talking about some shit about spirits or something else being in him, and he doesn't realize that, you know, Scorpios that generation have Pluto on their sun. So you don't just pop up on them. It don't work like that. Like you don't just pop up on royalty like that. It is what it is. But other than that, or any Scorpio energy. So keep that in mind, because a lot of the dynamic between celestial beings and I call it celestials versus materials. Okay. And before I go into this, what we're going to do for this ceremony is I got the Ace of Cups appropriately, so it's going down. What we're going to do, the rabbit hole goes up as well. So well said. That's amazing. What we're going to do is quite appropriately, okay, we're going to establish the 2-cup method, but before we finish it, we're going to do a meditation to walk into a new timeline. And it's literally as simple as, you know, we're going to draw our energy together. We're going to jump this timeline together with all the people we have, 440 plus people. You guys are amazing. Okay. And we're going to envision and connect consciously with the people, the person, the version of us that exists simultaneously right now that we're going to step into. And we're going to become that person simply by agreeing and acknowledging that we are that person now. What this is going to do is when you now decide that you're stepping into another version of yourself, you are subtly and subconsciously changing your behavior over the next 2 weeks until the new moon in Pisces. All we have to do is take this consciousness and agreement to commit to this alternate timeline of ourselves and just take actions. It takes 21 days to create a new habit. And the key with this is right after this broadcast, because I'm going to tell you what we're going to do now, and I'm going to tell you why it's going to work. I'm going to tell you how fucking amazing this is. Okay, don't excuse my language. I'm so excited. So what we're doing right now is we're going to connect our energies. And the thing is, the 2-cup method and this meditation we're going to do, you can do every day for 21 days. And that's what I'm going to suggest. Every single day until we meet at the new moon in Pisces, redo this ceremony. Watch this video again, or just redo this ceremony every day so we can actually, you know, in fact, you don't have to do this. That's extra credit. But if you do the meditation every day and you just kind of, you know, from now until the new moon in Pisces, that way you can charge the new moon intent with that. You're at least getting your subconscious ready. But the key here is right after, just like Shirlita Scott said, like this video. Shout out to those of you who have already. If you haven't, let's show our presence. Right after you do this, okay, you're going to see a powerful synchronicity. You're going to manifest a reflection of your intent that's going to inspire you to do something you haven't done. You must take, like, right after this meditation, right after the 2 cup, you have to take an action you have not taken before, one that is outside your comfort zone. And it's not that you have to look for what to do. You're going to be given the prompt to take that action. And when it comes up, take it. Okay. When it comes up, take that. All right. I got you, Ang. I got you. The thing about this is that what you're going to really experience is super paranormal. All right. The 2 meditations that we're doing right now, the 2 cup ritual and the meditation, you can do any day. It's not specific to now, but the fact that we're doing a perceptual exercise now, that Pisces is 0 degrees, Sun is 0 degrees Pisces, and we're stepping into the sensitive mutable energy, is going to make this 10 times as effective. Just the fact that you are doing this now as opposed to later, this is so effective that if you just do it once, all you have to do is do it once, it's going to work, provided you commit. Because when we do this meditation and you're envisioning the parallel version of your reality version of yourself, that is the version of you want to be in, it's going to change. Ooh, and you got the 6 of Pentacles. It's going to change your body language. It's going to change the way you think subconsciously. And all you have to do is just maintain that vibration. What does that mean? That means that you're going to, like a mutable sign, shift back and forth. You're going to fall back into old habits, but dust yourself off and try again, and like stick with that for the next 2 weeks. That's it. And once you make it to new moon in Pisces, you don't even have to do that anymore. Once we make it to the new moon in Pisces, we're going to release it and then let it go and then move forward. So just that, even if you just did it once today, because of the perceptual energy, you're going to notice that much more of a shift. Now, because there's over 470 people watching live, we're taking something that would already be powerful on your own with a 29-degree Uranus in Aries, which is hypercharging intent close enough to Mars and Taurus, sustaining it. And we're exponentially multiplying the power of this with the power of community doing this together. I cannot emphasize how huge this is. This is literally like adding steroids to this, because we're going to be simultaneously tapping and stepping into this timeline together as a vibe tribe. So the more people enter this, the more exponential effect this is going to have. The quicker, someone said the Maharashi effect, the quicker you're going to notice these results. Like, we have over 480 people. By the time we do this ritual, there'll be at least 500 people. So you're going to see results instantly. And the whole purpose of mutable sign full moons into new moons is changing your perception so you can change your life. Okay. We did this 4 months ago, full moon in Gemini, when it was Sagittarius season. And so this, from then till now, changed our philosophy. Of course, y'all have seen so many synchronicities. I don't think you doubt this life anymore. And this is important, y'all, because we're entering into a magical portal. And when I say magical portal, I really mean magical portal. It's actually hard for me to say this because I'm not really sugarcoating when I say that following this ritual, you're going to engage with magical beings that you probably didn't think exist. All right. I've already spoken to many people who have started to see apparitions or have seen it. Like, goddesses and gods are just, I won't call them goddesses or gods, celestial being. What humanity calls God or goddess is a celestial being. Okay. They're just going to pop through and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You can see me now? Cute. Like, what's up? We're here. Or like, you're just going to start to see clear what you've already been seeing, what your subconscious kind of doesn't want to suppress anymore. So the reason, so I told you what we're going to do. We're literally going to shift our timeline. Why this is going to work is because we have over 500 people that we're all simultaneously connecting. If you are here right now, you're meant to be here. And I literally just got the 4 of Wands. So every single person who takes a part of this is going to experience results. So I have to tell you a warning right now, because some of you might not take this as seriously as you know how. Please hit that like button. If you're like Lena and you want to see celestial beings, then let me tell you that this is going to come at a shock. All right. Chiron is in Aries. Some of you are going to be very shocked and may almost come into a heart attack when you see a being that was there and you felt was there, but you just couldn't really sense it, because now you're shifting your timeline to sense and see it. All what we're doing is we're giving the permission for these celestial beings to invade our world and to push us in this rabbit hole. Okay. Because this rabbit hole is going to come into you too. What you never ever really thought possible is, yeah, we're shifting our timelines, but did you ever think that there is a version of yourself that wants to be where you are right now? There's a version of yourself from the past, future, or present that is literally shifting into your timeline. So this is what makes this so infinite of possibility and the potential of this amazing. So this is why this is going to be life-changing. We have a lot more than we usually have this quickly in a ceremony, and that's because all of you are meant to be here. If your soul's called you here, because I don't promote these. I don't share these videos. I just schedule them and then I go live. So anyone who's meant to be here is meant to be here. Andy Girl just pulled the Magician. Shout out to those of you pulling cards. Amen. I want to pull another card right now, just to really put this in gear. One card to really focus on as we go into this. Yes, my friends, this is it. The Page of Cups. Shortly after this, some of you are going to get into new relationships. Some of you are going to establish new romantic contacts. But what the Page of Cups means, this is somebody who's looking at a fish, who's talking back to it. This is the epitome of Pisces season. The Page of Cups are new intuitive gifts. It's a new feeling. It's able to actually manifest this new feeling. So think about what happens when you emerge a new gift, a new psychic power. There's going to be a new feeling that allows you to step into this new timeline. And this is beautiful because we're doing the 2-cup method and we need a cup. So, woo! I'm amazed about this. Really look forward to things reversing and flipping. I missed you guys. I don't know why. It didn't feel like we were gone for that long, but I'm glad to see y'all again. And we're just so awesome. We're very amazing. Jupiter is in Sag, so let's get the show on the road. I would like for y'all to breathe down to your diaphragm. We're going to connect the elements. One thing that I want to say, though, start to feel stress draining down your feet. The thing about this is people from your past are not going to recognize you. People from your past who are expecting you to bring your old energy are not going to recognize you, and they will antagonize you. You're going to have some people who like this different version because you're still you. But you're going to have people who like this version. It aligns more with where they're aligning. People who align more with what you're leaving, you might find there is a subtle sense of antagonization. And you want to actually encourage this. Don't run away from it. Don't suppress it. You actually want to be the antagonist here. You want to be like, yeah, what's up? I changed. You didn't, but I shifted. What's up? And in that case, you'll also get them to shift. You're not changing them, but as a byproduct, because you're refusing to respond in the older way, now they have to respond to this more updated sense of yourself. And now when we think about portals, Pisces and Sagittarius are portals into the future, are portals into our future self. Okay, shout out to Sun Soul Astrology. in the building. All right, we got Maru with us. We got Victoria. We got Princess Moonbeam. We got Shakti Lashes. We got Moon Bay. We got the Pisces in the building. I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that. This is dope. Yeah. So I once again, like, your consciousness is actually catching up to your super conscious. So I'm going to say this again. There is a super conscious world that exists, that is realer than your conscious mind. It actually exists in the future, but the future doesn't exist. So I can't say it's in the future, but it's a version of you that literally vibrates way faster than you do, interacts with you. You just don't always notice it. When you notice it, it's through your subconscious, because it's happening quicker than your conscious mind can perceive. It's just now that we're moving at God speed, you're barely noticing this. Okay. So like, there's a subconscious sense of yourself that exists beneath your awareness. You don't know your moon sign talks shit to other people's moon signs. You can walk into a room and your moon sign is fighting another person's moon sign, and consciously you just feel uneasy about each other. You're just like, hey, how you doing? But inside it's like, why do I feel weird about this person? And your moon signs are battling. It's like, yo, screw you. It's on site. Emotions are volatile. Emotions are non-linear. Emotions don't do this fake conscious stuff we do for the whole notion of people getting along or avoiding conflict. All right. The moon signs don't go like, hey, how you doing? The Scorpio moon is gonna look at that Taurus or Aries moon like, ugh. And then the Aries moon is gonna be like, what'd you say? What you looking at me? And it's like, it's real. You can't hold that back. You can't stop that. You know what I'm saying? Your moon sign may be sexually attracted with another moon sign. And now, you know, you can be talking to someone, having the most platonic conversation, but your moons are having sex with each other. And they're just like, oh, it like you can't control the emotional subconscious world. It's on site. It's on site. So you're gonna start to be more aware of this dynamic, and it's going to be so weird. Like that's this whole full moon. Like, this is going to change your perception on unseen psychological metaphysic dynamics that you didn't even know existed unless you're Aquarius or Pisces and you live this life. Like, it's weird, because when it comes to the super conscious, there is literally a facet of you that exists that is more advanced than you, that interacts with you real time. And celestial beings are going to guide you to the celestial sense of yourself. So I want to talk about celestials versus materials. Materials are living things that exist in this dimension. If you have a physical vessel, you know what I'm saying? You're a material. You are born. Okay. You have the material reality based on certain Kabbalic principles and just elements. You have the material reality. You have the spiritual reality. The spiritual reality is fire, water. The material reality is air, earth. It's not limited to that. You have all four elements in the spiritual, all four elements in the real. But you have these four basic elements and these two worlds. The spiritual world exists. Everything that we see realistically and really here is projected from that spiritual realm. Everything that is physical, the whole notion that this is not really solid, these are just, my hand does not vibrate fast enough to move past these molecules that are just vibrating so quickly or densely. Okay. But this is all really just energy. Crazy. Okay. This all comes from the spiritual realm. That's why Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, it's easy for us to call them crazy or passionate, but they're fish out of water because they come from the spiritual realm. They are aware of the spiritual realm. And it's not like the spiritual world and the real world are different. They're overlapped. There is an augmented magical reality being led by Sagittarius that is going to be made more aware, okay, where you have this real world, but the spiritual realm, which is ever changing and constant because it's not dense and fixed in this realm. Like in the dream realm, you think of something, you manifest it. So the thing here is it's an actual world. Many of you are going to go into rabbit holes, into magical worlds where you exist here physically, but you're also in another realm, maybe in your imagination, or you bring your whole physical body with you, or you astral project there. And it's going to be weird because you're going to have to learn to perceive this in a different way. So many people feel like you have to actually bring your physical self. Please continue to drain stress and now start to feel the energy of the earth build up your feet slowly and come up your crown. Breathe down your diaphragm and breathe out gratitude. Breathe down your diaphragm, satisfaction. Breathe out gratitude. So yeah, keep that in mind, y'all. When I say that there's magical worlds, I mean that there's magical worlds. And the strange part about this is that only certain ascended masters have beta tested this. Majority of the human population has not even been aware that there are different magical worlds that exist. I hope this sounds like a science fiction television show. We're literally stepping into the plot of Magicians or Supernatural. Like, none of this shit makes sense, but it makes all the sense in the world. So when I'm talking about celestials versus materials, there are celestial beings that can vibrate at a dense level, especially if you have Venus in the 12th house. If any of you have 12th house energy, please listen to me, because 12th house brings you to that celestial realm. And some of you who have Venus in the 12th, your partner, it might be a celestial being that lives in a world realer than this world. Celestial beings are beings that vibrate at high light properties, that actually have their own awareness. They're almost like individualized concepts and thoughts. So people with heavy Virgoan energy, people with heavy Capricorn energy, people who have all this Libra logical energy, they're so focused on the logical realm of life, they don't have the other energy. They cannot perceive that abstract quality. You start to perceive that from Sagittarius to Pisces. Not anyone gets it. So you say stuff to them like this, and they start to archetypalize it. They start to make realistic sense because that's what they do. But they will think it's delusional. They'll think it's not real, and that's very understandable. It's very, like, if you think that I'm crazy to tell you that there are literal celestial beings looking at you right now, like they exist, they talk, they communicate telepathically with you, they show you synchronicities. There's a whole world like Mount Olympus. That concept is real. The planets float above us. That's Mount Olympus right there. Like, it's a real concept. These beings, these geoterrestrial organisms, these gas planets, these stars have avatars, they have consciousnesses. And this is where, in order to tap into the energy of this ritual, you need to ask yourself a question, okay? For those of you who've been feeling that your life is the Truman Show and that people are watching you, it's not physical people, although you are being spied by some independent and actual public services, but you're being watched. Like, there's a whole God tube. Like, there are angels that watch you, there are gods that watch you, there are beings that watch you, there are spirit groups, their ancestors that root for you. You're feeling yourself being watched by non-corporeal entities. And for a lot of you, that is really hard for you to accept. So I'm not here to prove this to you. I'm just here to facilitate this ritual so you can show yourself. Okay, you are welcome to tip on Super Chat. I'm not going to pull cards for it, though, until the next transit talk that I have. I'm not here to convince any of you of this, because some of you actually live this life. Some of you haven't had anyone to advocate for y'all because you represent a rare minority of people. But we're in a revolutionary time where this is going to expand to a majority of people. So just letting you know right now, you're not crazy. You're not on drugs, because you're about to experience some weird stuff. You should feel like you're headed into the Twilight Zone. The synchronicities that you've seen up until now were just like present. Now they're going to talk to you. Now they're going to interact with you because these synchronicities are alive. So one thing that I really want to keep in mind, and Lena asked, who's been watching over you lately? Mike, who hasn't been watching over me? I feel like it's a whole cast and set. I feel like I'm performing for people, which is weird. It's really weird, and it gets weirder. I can't wait. I can, but whatever. So keep that in mind. Even as I do this right now, I'm 100% sober. I'm committing to some lifestyle changes that I know will see me out very well. But really keep this in mind. When I say you're walking to a new world, Uranus is done in Aries. Chiron is done in Pisces. Chiron is what we were waiting for, because Chiron had to transmute every sign so that we can step into this real magic supernatural reality, which in 50 years, the things we call supernatural won't be supernatural anymore. They'll be normal. We'll be stepping into a whole new world of galactic powers, where now it's like having a universal awareness is being woke, as opposed to just having a planetary awareness. Crazy shit. But keep this in mind, because first of all, we have over 600 people. I have no idea where y'all are coming from. God bless y'all. This ceremony is going to be so powerful. This is how amazing this is. So continue to draw energy up from the earth. We have barely started, but keep that in mind. Trust me when I say I'm trying to make this extreme. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Show your presence. Let's show our presence here, our force, our magic. But you're going to be initiated. And the first key is how real are these energies to you? Is the plant, like you will acknowledge that a plant is a living thing. Everyone can acknowledge, who's smart, that plant life is alive. Trees are alive. We breathe in their oxygen. They breathe in our carbon dioxide, right? They're alive. Even though they're not conscious like us, they exist. They're alive. They have energy. They emit frequencies, okay? Animals are alive. They have feelings. They emit frequencies. Planets, stars, they're alive. Do you know that? Do you know that Mars is alive? It is not just a rock. It's the biggest disrespect to look at these energies like they're just there. They're alive, and they're way smarter than you. They have a bigger mass than you. They think bigger. They communicate bigger. They influence you. The plot twist is all these scientists saying that stars trillions of miles away or millions of miles. First of all, they're light years, but that energy light years don't affect you. That's a lie. That is a complete lie. Astrology is based off of the angles that the sun makes with the ecliptic and the celestial equator. Okay. So as long as we have a sun that has planets orbiting it, that's the zodiac. That's why you get influenced by planets. It's magical in the sense where they emit frequencies that influence you, but it's the angle that it makes with the sun, that it makes with these ecliptic and equator lines that create the effects. Angles. The magic is in the angles, okay? The squares, the oppositions. It's not the constellations. It's not astrology is not based off of a planet being in a constellation. No. It's the angle that planet makes with the sun, with our geocentric position on the earth, with the ecliptic line the sun's traveling, with the equator. And that's science. That can't be refuted. That's fact. That a celestial equator exists. That's fact. That an ecliptic exists. That's fact. That angles are created. That's fact. Don't pay attention or listen to people who say it's false but offer no evidence other than disbelief. They're just holding you back. You either believe in astrology or you will. Period. Okay, sacred geometry and mathematical angles. This is what's going to allow this constantly giving, receiving, shifting energy greater precedence in your life. And each single one of you is about to step into a unique version of spirituality that's going to shape your life. Okay. Astrology is living and breathing. I didn't out of nowhere be like, you know what? I'm going to be an astrologer. No, the planets initiated me. Okay. They called me, the stars called me into this. North Node Aquarius. All right. Whenever you get into these spiritual paths, it's spirit who gets into you. You don't force somebody to believe in Christ. It's Christ that works on your heart. You can beat someone in the head all day. This is right. This is right. This is right. They have to make that awareness themselves because they have the sovereignty of consciousness to do that. When it's their time, it's their time. So I'm just letting you know, if you're taking part of this ceremony, this ritual is going to shift your timeline instantly. If you did it by yourself, you would need to do it every day until the new moon, which I advise you to do after this ritual, just to build sustenance, because on your own, you're only one person. The fact that we have over 600 people watching means that this is going to hold space for people that happen instantly, instant shifts that you want to maintain as well. So once again, we are but just a speck, or so you think, or do you realize yet that you are multidimensional and that you have aspects of yourself that exist out here? You have a celestial version of yourself. And that brings me back to celestials versus materials. There are celestial beings that exist outside space and time in different worlds that you cannot get to through just flying there. You have to go through some portal, Pisces season, right? Like, I can say this and some people will just have disbelief, but that is only a reflection of their lack of imagination and intellect. Because you're pretty dumb if you don't believe in aliens. Just throwing that out there. If you don't believe in aliens, if you don't believe in spirits, if you don't believe in ghosts, you're dumb. You're pretty dumb. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, your doubt blocks you from something very simple to get. The rhetoric and the literature on this will not exist because we're not there yet. But just to acknowledge their existence, just to acknowledge that stars are alive. If you don't believe stars are alive, if you don't believe that the earth talks to you every day and showers you with her love, you're dumb. You're stupid. How do you not believe this earth is alive? Like, I feel like us as people in this path, we hold ourselves back because we feel like we have to be polite and accommodate people who really shouldn't be talking because they don't know. If you don't believe in astrology, you're dumb. I'm not apologizing. Like, it's 2019. If it was 2000, if it was 1990, where the rhetoric against this was actually harmful, okay. But if it's 2019 and you still think that astrology is fake, you're stupid. You're fucking stupid. All right? You don't even have to convince children of this. They just get it. So really keep that in mind. This isn't here to shame people who don't believe. This is to shame people who try and make you feel stupid for believing the truth, which we don't need to entertain that. So really keep that in mind. Do you believe? Do you know? And not even do you believe, do you know? Do you really know that, like, the earth is talking to you right now? It doesn't speak English, but it emits this grounded, nurturing frequency that wants to keep you grounded. Please channel that energy up and connect with the earth. Continue to breathe, because I'm going to keep talking. I'm a Gemini, but on your end, just breathe this in and breathe out gratitude. We're going to start this ritual very shortly. This is going to be lit, okay? Another thing that I have to say is Chiron is in Aries. You're confronting psychic manipulation. Many of you are more powerful than you give yourselves credit to. All right. Many of you are more powerful than you give yourselves credit to. Shout out to Sunny. Y'all need to stop playing yourselves. Chiron and Pisces forced you to be vulnerable. Chiron and Pisces forced you to telepathically and psychically and spiritually and energetically feel and witness non-verbally the cues that people show and how they don't respect you and how they don't like you and how there's certain facets of your own unconscious that are disgusting that need to change and how certain other people are disgusting and they need to change. And it made you vulnerable, but it's in the warrior sign of Aries. So now you have to confront this psychologically manipulative energy, the psychic manipulation, where you're having to confront these energies, whether they're real people, whether they're voices. I know my power and it's scary, and claim that power. Okay, this is it. This is where we're going to start to deal with these forces, and we're not going to know everything, but we're going to take that first step, or maybe like seventh step, because we've been taking a lot of first steps. But other than that, when I say rabbit holes into magical worlds, the reason why the majority of everyone in this reality is going to step into a whole new magical world. Some of you are going to literally walk into a portal and leave with your physical body. Some of you are going to enter a coma and go out of body. Some of you are going to be conscious here while also being simultaneously conscious elsewhere. It's Page of Cups, a new feeling, a new experience that's going to shake your world. And all you have to do is just allow yourself to feel it. Don't try and analyze it. Don't try and understand it. That's Virgo season. That's 6 months from now. Everything that we step into, we're going to analyze and make sense of 6 months from now, because cycles happen in 6 months, right? But the thing here is, it's hard for me to say, okay, is damn, we're really about to step into a parallel reality. And I don't want to say parallel because all these timelines are integrating, but a magical reality. Okay, we're about to step into a super magical reality. It's amazing because a whole lot of how this is going to take place is not supposed to make sense. Okay. Please don't call me token. I know when you say token, you mean the best by it. Unless you, I mean, I'm sure you heard my second album. That's why you're saying that. But yeah, it is what it is. Call me Peace. Call me Michael. Call me Peace Dealer. But other than that, you know, it's very important because a whole lot of how you personally step into this magical world is a rabbit hole, because you really just need to allow yourself to experience new feelings. So I'm going to say this one more time. Okay. Yeah, the Peace Dealer. Call me that. Yeah. Other than that, like, I really want you to be mindful that the analyzation of this and the understanding of this just means, well said, less than 100 likes, guys, takes 2 seconds. Okay, we have like 391 right now. If you haven't hit that like button. This is amazing, but this is going to be very important. The way that your mind works is to make conscious, practical sense of your experience. But what spirit wants you to do is to not do that. Think about if a celestial being pulls you into a different reality, your conscious mind is going to want to make sense of the energy and honestly, like, be put in a position to really make sense of this. And Ang, I do agree. I did make that album. I put it on myself. I'm not putting anything on you. I'm just asking you, honestly, please don't call me that. I know you're coming from a really good place. It's just I don't want to be called token personally. But other than that, like I'm saying, if a celestial being pulls you into a magical reality, your mind is going to try and make sense of it. And while Mercury is on Pisces right now, you have to do the opposite. Like, you just have to be open. And think about Alice when she went into that Wonderland place and she started to see herself bigger than she was. Everyone's about to have that experience without the need of psychedelics. Although if you use them, they're going to be so good. Anyone who does psychedelics now, oh, you're a genius. You're a fucking genius. But keep that in mind. It's like, stop limiting God. Like Drew Boo says, you guys are the best part of these ceremonies, of these live talks, because you fill in the energy. You show up. You show up. So keep that in mind, my friends. It's like you're taught and trained to make rational sense. Be more realistic. This is the worst thing you can do right now is to be realistic. We have no Virgo energy. None. We don't even have Taurus other than Mars. okay, which is less about being real and more about being grounded. Okay, so it's like, don't screw yourself by limiting God and by trying to make sense of what you experience. You're going to experience some of the most abstract energy that you need your imagination to just kind of explore. Don't make sense of it. You can try and understand it, but don't make sense of it. Don't try and limit it. Don't try and make sense of it to where you put it in a box. Okay? I'm going to say this one more time. You will do this, but that is June. Moving forward from like end of May into September, that's the time to critically analyze, to make practical sense. For now, go on this wild ride. Best advice I will give you, because following this ceremony, you're going to witness, your life is going to feel like you're on a permanent acid trip. And this is where I say, if some of you don't want to experience this, please leave right now, because for some of you, this is better as a concept. You can't escape this, but this ceremony is just going to have you switch from 0 to 100. If you would rather a more slow, integrative process that's not as shocking and not as scary, because it's going to be a little bit scary for some of you, then I would hold off on this, because we have over 600 people watching. So the more people, the more exponential the shift. And this is just going to turn it on. All right. Chad said, I am the trip. We have powerful Sagittarius here. We have powerful Pisces here. We have Virgos, Geminis. We have everyone of each sign. So there's no turning back. All right. I'm about to do this. We're effectively allowing celestials to come in our world. Celestials versus materials. Celestial beings. For example, let's say Zeus is a celestial being. In our understanding, Zeus is a syncretized and mythological aspect of abundance that we syncretized the planet Jupiter and our understanding of the sky. We said that's Zeus. So does Zeus exist for real? No. I hate to break it to you. For some people who think that they're really Zeus, for some people who feel like Zeus is real, Zeus isn't real, but Zeus exists. Zeus exists in an abstract sense where maybe realistically this concept we've created as humanity isn't real, but a celestial being does exist. A celestial being is what inspired humanity to come up with that conception. And this is challenging because it forces you to realize that the actual controller or influencer is an unseen being. Those of you who are spiritual know that that which is unseen lives forever, whereas that which is material does not live forever. And there are unseen energies, demons, angels, frequencies, vibrations that exist, that influence us deeply. And some people don't get it. They don't believe it. And they're not wrong for not believing it, because there's certain philosophical natures and thinking that challenge whether what you're experiencing is all in your head or consciousness exists outside your mind. For those of you who know it does, you're in for a surprise. That's all I'm saying. So when I talk about the existence of celestial beings, I am literally talking about, let's all make a wish together. I wish that we all break through tonight into this magical reality and integrate it fully into who we are. Amen. But the thing is, like, when I talk about the existence of celestial beings that vibrate on a higher frequency, that if they want, see the difference between celestial and materials, not every material can ascend with their body. It's rare, but it's possible where you can vibrate your body and become celestial. But what happens is most celestial beings come into physical form and become materials, not always as humans. Okay. Materials are dope because it allows you to experience your celestial being in a much more magical way. But when I speak on celestials, take it with a grain of salt. I am not the authority when it comes to celestials. Anyone who has Saturn in Aquarius is an authority in celestial energy. Anyone who has Saturn in Pisces is an authority on celestial and metaphysical energy, because both Aquarius and Pisces denote higher level metaphysics, quantum physics, higher scientific concepts, astrophysics. That's all Aquarian. So having your Saturn there actually gives you rule sets and authority to understand. I'm Saturn Cap. I'm getting there. But celestial beings exist. The beings that you call God, the beings that represent aspects of the universe like gravity, eternity, electromagnetic force, these have avatars. These have consciousnesses. Concepts are alive and can influence people. It's hubris and it's ego to think that it's just the material reality that creates this. It's stupid to think that, actually. So keep that in mind. These celestial beings have always been integrating with your consciousness, and they're going to be made even more so aware. The celestial ritual we did in Aquarius season was to prepare and give the permission for them to guide you. Now you're going to see them, period. Because this is and let me tell you why. This is the very first Pisces season that we've had with Jupiter in Sagittarius, while Chiron has just finished the cycle and Uranus is at the very end of Aries. That literally means we're stepping into a new magical experience that is deeper than anyone can put into words for you. And you just have to have faith that you're guided by celestial beings, because it can irreparably damage your psychology to start to see your lights flicking or your cup just floating. And if you try and make sense of it, you'll forget that celestial beings are just trolling your ass. I read a poem that I wrote a couple years ago, and the last line in it was, if you want to be whole, jump into this rabbit hole. And I press X on that. And the next thing I see on an unrelated tab is a YouTube video changing to another video of Alice falling into a rabbit hole. So if I'm having synchronicities that profound, I know you guys are having synchronicities even more profound at a higher frequency, at a more powerful level. There are no excuses. And there's nothing you have to know how to do, because this is a new chapter where over the next 70 years, we're going to be mastering this. 70 years from now, we're going to be archaic. Like the things that we're grasping at will have fully mastered. So there's time. There's no rush. We're stepping into an augmented magical reality where we're starting to see the influence of celestial beings, spirits, and what was unseen now overlapped with this real world because of our third eye, as our consciousness catches up to our superconscious. So let's get this ceremony on the road. Let's finally start this. Thank you. I wanted to just get these caveats out the way. We have 700 people watching. And the whole thing about this is don't necessarily feel intimidated by harsh reactions to your energy. All right. There is never a simultaneous or rarely is there going to be a unanimous vote against you. There are going to be energies that don't mess with you. There are going to be energies that mess with you. But Chiron in Aries is being your God self, your goddess self, the part of you that owns up to your own energy. And be ready to combat these psychic manipulations. 727 people is a lot. We've never started a ritual with this much. So keep that in mind. Western astrology is better than Vedic, but if you take Vedic principles and apply them to Western astrology, you're the GOAT. So keep that in mind. Breathe in down to your diaphragm. Breathe out gratitude. Hit that like button if you haven't liked it, just like Judy said. And let's get right to it. Let's see if we can get to 800. Keep sharing this, because the more who join into this, the whole purpose of this timeline is we're integrating our energies subtly with 6 degrees of separation. And so each of our energies will play into our intentions. And as you breathe down to your diaphragm, I want you to breathe down the reality you want to shift into. What is this lifestyle you're wanting to live? What is the lifestyle that you're living that fully brings out your greatest self? The key is to be the greatest, because Saturn is in Capricorn. So when we do these rituals in 2 years from now, it won't about be being in your greatest self. It'll be about living that lifestyle aligned with people who you belong with. But we're not there yet. This is all about being our greatest self, bringing out our greatest energy. Okay. Breathe in satisfaction, breathe out gratitude. And now I want you to envision white light coming down our crown, representing all 730 people as we now connect to 700 people. And I want you to envision all of us holding hands as now we're exponentially connecting and multiplying our energies. Air. You are welcome to say positive affirmations now to raise that vibration. We are successful. We are amazing. We are awesome. We are lit. We are the shit. We are what's up. What's good. I'm gonna save the freestyle to later though. But yes, okay. Really feel this energy. And now what I want you to be doing, we're just starting this ritual, whether you're coming in now or not. I want you to, while we're doing this ritual the entire time, feel energy coming up your root, staying focused in your heart chakra, coming through your heart and expanding across your body, arm's length. It could be more than arm's length, but have it come from your root to the heart and then just expanding omnidirectionally, and let it come until you feel it expressing here. Shout out to Mo Harrison. I feel that too. And now I want you to imagine us holding hands again. Now that we're channeling the energy from our root, this literally exponentially, powerfully evolves and expands our energy. So now as we move forward, now as we're about to do the ritual, we're doing this connected with 700 plus people. This is where things are going to start to get paranormal. If I start to get interfered, if things start happening, we're holding space with each other. Water signs, I want you to now envision a waterfall of healing and send your energy to the rest of us as we're holding hands so we can all be healed. And fire signs, simultaneously, I want you to envision the passion of your heart beaming, and you're just hitting everyone with a heartbeat. And you're just imagining fire engulfing everyone and everything, purifying the energy. Air signs, simultaneously say these affirmations, and we're all going to generate these elements. Earth, you don't have to do anything. You just have to stay grounded. That's why I love Earth. And let's just stay focused in breath. So the full moon is going to be tomorrow, and the intent that we're sending is going to activate as soon as the moon goes 0 degrees Virgo. But some of you are adepts. Any of you who have your moon like Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius, Pisces, or any of you special people, a rare few of you are going to notice timeline shifts instantly, because you're taking the majority of our energy and you're beta testing this for us. So I'm going to let you know right here, you're supported. Some of you, immediately after this broadcast over, you're going to get hit with 3 tower moments, back to back to back. Just go with the flow. Anything that happens is this extra timeline getting rid of what doesn't serve you in this timeline. Okay? This is going to be pretty shaky because we have no support for this mutable energies. We have Jupiter squaring Pisces and Virgo, no Gemini energy, no fixed sign energy. There's no Aquarius, there's no Leo, there's no Scorpio, and there's only Mars and Taurus, so there's no stability. So you're just going to be like, whoa! And you just need to go with that flow. You are powerful. You can handle it. Some of you are literally going to manifest supernatural experiences. And because they're 700 plus, you're going to be manifesting their experiences too. Just stay focused. So all the elements, keep on doing what we have prompted. And we're going to take a couple more deep breaths. Shout out to the water sign sending the healing. I am feeling it. We are feeling it. Thank you guys so much. It is now at this point. I would like for, okay, let's do a couple more breaths. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. All righty. Whew. So what we're going to do right now, um, any of you doing the elemental prompts, you're welcome to continue. We're so close to 777 because some of you have been holding that intention. Once we hit 777 watching, it's going to release some energy just because you guys have been focusing on it. So keep that in mind. But other than that, I want everyone who was present during that new moon in Aquarius ceremony to call in your celestial contact. Beth 8 said, our wishes are coming true. Amen. Before we do this, I want everyone to feel everyone else. Set the intention that everyone else's wishes you're connected to come true. And let's just take some time to show love for the rest of us. Send healing energy so that way we're looking out for each other. And we're 760 strong. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I feel it. And I don't usually feel anything. So this is amazing. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Okay. I want you to call on a celestial being. You're going to, if you're water sign dominant, you're going to feel super heavy because these celestial beings are going to bring their heavy presence, and 700 people are going to bring their own celestial contacts. All right. Infinite Soul Star got High Priestess. I pulled that too. And I also got the Star card. So this is a really celestial being. All right. Some of you just have to believe and they will show them. Okay. Really feel the presence of an entity and an energy. Okay. I'm going to call on Isis personally, but it doesn't have to be just one celestial being. Just invoke their energy. Okay. Any goddesses who've come out to you, any gods, any deities, any celestial beings. I don't like to use the word gods because there's this whole religious dynamic about false gods, impure gods. Think of celestial beings like the planets. It's not demonic to summon these energies at all because they're ever existing. Just think of them as higher frequencies that are out here. The names that we use are symbolic representations, but they're nothing to attach to. So call them in. We're so close to 777. Call in the angels, call in the beings, call in the Divine Mother. I call in the Celestial Association of Divine Beings to assist us through this timeline shift and protect us. I'm picking up now that some people watching this right now are celestial beings in disguise. Some of you are celestial beings who disguise themselves as in humanoid form. There's some celestial beings who can take human form. The only difference is they were not born with a human body. So when their body decomposes, they'll just go back to light. They can't die. They can, with their own conscious, choose to shape shift form. Some of you have done the Men in Black flash to make yourself believe you're a humanoid being, but you are celestial. And celestials can manipulate existence to where they can make it that they've always existed in history when they didn't. This is higher metaphysical reality warping that I don't want to get into because it's really confusing. But this is everything to do with Jupiter square Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. And keep that in mind. Okay. So, for example, a celestial being, you could be a celestial being who has made yourself believe that, you know, you were born of a certain family when you literally just created all that. And so you can be stuck in this realistic sense of thinking, well, it's not possible for me to do that, when it is, because anything's possible. And we're about to break through into the upper limits of what's possible. So as we call these in, what we're going to do right now is we're going to take 10 breaths. We're going to breathe in down our diaphragm 10 times and breathe out 10 times. And in the breathing of this, okay, breathe in the manifestation, all right, of what it is you want to step in the timeline, and breathe out gratitude. And we're going to do 10 breaths. Feel in the celestial energy that you're breathing in and breathe it out into your reality. Okay. So while we do this, I want you to envision in your mind's eye the parallel reality version of you that you want to shift in their timeline. The you that's more confident, the you that is the level of confidence that you want, the you that is charismatic, the you that is the perfect version of yourself, the greatest version of yourself. You're not going to wait until you're there to be that, but you want to tap into it. We're going to create an energetic link right now, and then we're going to breathe in its energy and breathe it out into reality. We're going to merge it. And because we're 760 strong, we're doing it together. This is so powerful. This is so magical. Okay. So on top of that, I do have the Lover's card and I do have the Page of Swords. So this is going to break some of you through into some sacred partnership unions, because as you merge with this part of yourself, it's going to instantly influence your soulmate, and they're going to start to shift and respond to this timeline shift. So you can also sense the part of yourself that is with them in that consciousness. Okay. This is actually going to have the biggest effect on twin flame partnerships because you're connected with this individual. And as you shift, they shift too. So keep that in mind. Just in case they're coming up and you're feeling them. All right. Your relationships with some people are going to shift instantly because they resonate with this part of your timeline so much more authentically. So we're going to start this right now. As you're breathing in these 10 breaths, I want you to close your eyes and in your mind's eye, see, envision, and feel this part of yourself, and feel yourself breathing it in and breathing it out. Okay. And now take the first cup. This first cup represents your current energy right now. The second cup represents the alternate timeline you're ready to shift into. Okay. And not only that you're ready to shift into, but that you're very powerfully ready to move into. Okay. Those of you who joined our Future Life ritual and ceremony, you're going to find that it has double effects. Okay. So what we're going to do is the whole theme about this is we're not going from worse to good. You don't want to act like we're moving away from this horrible timeline and we're going to a better one. We're going from amazing to greatest. We're going from good to better. So honor this timeline. Honor this current timeline because it's the foundation that you can shift into another one. This is real because at any moment you can shift your behavior. All right? You can shift your behavior at any moment. You can make the decision to decide to be a positive, powerful person. So when we're tapping into this version of you, it exists in the multiverse. It exists now. Time is not linear. This is just the present moment. So we're shifting our frequencies. And this exists. Like, know that this is what you can't go back from this. You can backtrack, but is every ritual this intense? No, Sonny. I'm glad this is your first one. This is super magical because of the number of people we have and because it's Pisces season, my friend. So, how many of you are ready to step into your greatest self for real, for real, for real? Let's do this. I want you to feel the current energy where you are right now. Okay. And program this first cup. Once we're done with the 10 breaths, we're going to fill this with water and then we're going to pour this in and drink it. Okay. So I want you to now feel the future set, the parallel timeline and program it in the cup that you're going to drink. But before we program it, just take this present moment, honor it. And now let's take those 10 breaths. All right. Envision your parallel self. First of all, thank you to every single one of you that's here. This is the last time I will ever see any of you. After this ritual, you'll be engaging with my parallel timeline self, which is still me, but not exactly the same. Okay. And I imagine it's the same with you. It was nice knowing y'all. I'm going to leave. I'm jumping timelines. Okay. And I'm glad that y'all can jump this with me. If you're here, you are here for a reason. And it's finally time. If you're a Pisces sun or a Pisces moon, really be patient because this is going to influence you the most magical. If you're a Virgo sun or a Virgo moon, you're going to see the most realistic effects, and everyone's synchronicities are going to be waving over yours. So it's going to be like you're overdosing on psychedelics, but you can handle this. Okay. So let's take in our first breath. Breathe in. First of all, just visualize and imagine and see in your mind's eye this parallel version of yourself, the greatest version of yourself. What are you doing? What does it feel like? Who are you with? Who are you being? What are you being? And now let's take in our first breath. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. So vibrationally, what's occurring is much more than you are aware consciously, but it's a lot. So I want you to take this energy and now take. I felt that, Empress Daisy. I did feel that. I know we felt that. So take this energy and now imprint it into the second cup. What's a specific goal? For example, this cup is me at 28 subscribers. This cup is me at 3 million YouTube subscribers. There's a bit of a difference. I can already tell this version of me that has made it here walks a lot different than this version of me, even though they both lit. They both dope. I love them both. Okay. So now that we've done this, take some time to continue. By the way, this is a new record. I've never had this much before. So congratulations. The Vibe Tribe is breaking records right now. And now I would like for you to put water into this first cup as we conclude this ritual. I'm going to be right back. Heart is out my chest. Ooh. Ooh. I feel like a evil spiritual scientist or doing this amazing ritual. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Do we put the water in the cup for the new or the older us? Great question. You put the water in the cup for the old, for the current, not the old. Great question. For the present. And now we're going to pour it into the cup for the new, and then we're going to drink it. So before we do that, I want you to pour love into this cup. And as you're pouring love into this cup, feel the love also hitting everyone else's cup. And please simultaneously pour some love into this cup. As you're projecting into this cup, it's projecting into everyone's cup. I will present the focal point since I'm helping to facilitate this. And now just kind of feel that energy. Lisa Clay, all you merely need to do is set the intention for them to, because in spirit, their super consciouses will be also taking effect. And now you can put it to your heart too. And now take the energy of and start to feel again the timeline you're shifting into, representative of this cup. This is it. This is it. This is it. We about to do it, y'all. We about to do it. All right. All right. All right. What's up, son? Woo! Woo! Oh, what's up? I wasn't joking, by the way. I did break my chair last time when I threw it down. It's never been the same since that transit talk. Ugh. It's never been the same. Wait, hold on. Oh. No, I'm just trying to be funny. All right. Ugh. Anyway, we have made it. Dope. So we're a little bit early on. We're a little bit early on this. New timeline. Who this? I did get the judgment card. So congratulations. A celestial being is going to assist in your awakening. But this is going to completely shift your conscious awareness, and it's going to align you to your true higher purpose. So the only thing I can say for now is allow yourself, give yourself three things that you're willing to sacrifice. What are three things that are a part of the old timeline that you're not going to do anymore? And you'll replace with new three things that all you have to do for the next 2 weeks is just commit to that. For example, I'm not going to be smoking weed as common as I do. That's one. I'm going to be exercising regularly, and I'm going to be waking up early. Small things, huge effects. Amazing. Okay. At least three. And all you have to do for the next 2 weeks until the new moon in Pisces is continue to tap in and connect with that parallel timeline. If doing it once is enough for you, then once is enough. But now all you have to do is know and believe that you are this new timeline. But it doesn't happen just instantly. It does. But it's like now that you've stepped into the timeline, that energy is integrating here, which will change it with your willingness to commit to keeping that perception, because mutable signs are all perceptual. Split the deck, and I literally got faded love, y'all. I feel like I'm a new person. Drink that water in. I like how we give up weed every month. I feel you, Clear Blue Jay. I feel you. I've been quitting weed every day for the past 3 years. It's amazing ritual I do. But other than that, yeah, I'm now going to pull a card for the 12 zodiac signs so that you can see how this is going to influence you personally, based on that energetic gate and zodiac sign. Woo! And yeah, all I have to say is following this ceremony, immediately after I end this broadcast very soon, you are going to see one of the hugest signs you've ever seen. And it is going to evoke that you have to take an action you haven't taken before, because you're stepping into a timeline that is a part of you that is not this old timeline where some of you do the same. Oh my God. Some of you do the same things, but you're going to have to take an action outside your comfort zone that is new and that you haven't done. And the good news is, because we had all these people here, this is going to come to you. You're going to take a risk that you haven't taken. Shout out. All right. So keep that in mind. And you're going to see a sign instantly. Some of you are already seeing it before, but you're going to see a synchronicity. You're going to see a parallel timeline emerge, a reflection as proof that what we did worked. Whenever you see that, comment it down below, or you can keep it to yourself, okay? And this is so that you co-create with the universe. The celestial is going to show you, hey, you just connected your energy with 777 plus people, and then you just set us an intention from this material reality to this celestial vibrational plane. This is us. Now that the broadcast is finished and the energy is dispersed, we're taking that intent and we're showing it back to you. Is this what you want? If this is what you want, walk through that door. So that's all I'm going to say. A rabbit hole is going to open. A portal to a door is going to come through. All you have to do is walk through that door. What's up, Courtney? What's up? All you have to do is walk through that door and literally surrender. So for those of you who don't know what to do, how to do it, you don't have to do anything. A sign is going to show up. Take that shine as gospel truth, especially if it's connected to like a twin flame or anything, or a sacred partner or whatever. So Aries moon, Aries rising. We have the 7 of Wands. Okay. First of all, now that we have the energy lit, I want to just freestyle real legit. I'll keep a rhythm and I'll keep it tight. Bring it back to old school hip hop all night. Back when we used to care about the message. Back when we used to reflect with the essence. It is what it is. I am never a peasant. I'm royalty in my mind, and it's clear, effervescent. I'm here with the Vibe Tribe. We rocking all night. We do what we do. We represent the light. I'm keeping it basic. I'm keeping it simple. These little kids nowadays on a pop like pimples. No substance, no girth to what they got. They just trying to be cool and hot on the spot. Shout out to the youngins who are doing it right, who's showing that they can be courageous with might. And I don't stop freestyling. I keep on flowing, and y'all keep showing love, and we keep on knowing, and I'm channeling flows, and it's so celestial, and it's mad divine, and it's really terrestrial, extra in front, because I'm alien with the flow, and I'm channeling Archangel Michael if you really didn't know, and I'm going with the 7 of Wands. And I'm going to freestyle this because I can. If you are Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, stand up for your plan. The 7 of Wands is saying victory is yours. And this is a testament to your spirit that's matured. Taurus, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. We got the Knight of Swords. You got to leap to what you know is right. The integrity in your heart is light. And don't be afraid if you don't have the details. You just got to jump in and do it because you do it so well. And that was a reach and a near rhyme scheme. But hey, it's cool because you know the kids mean. You might get a message from someone who thinks they know it all. But it's all good because your team is winning and you're set to ball. Gemini, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising. We got the 7 of Pentacles. Patience, young grasshopper. Do not rush. You have to let things grow before they bust. I'm lyrical with the miracles, and I'm dope with my style. Just remember, great things take time when they filed. I really just wanted to rhyme with style, but just make sure you're patient, and so you can dodge the BS and lame-ish. And let whatever you're doing grow naturally. Cancer, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. We have the 6 of Wands. This timeline shift is going to be a miracle. You're going to feel like everything in your life is spiritual. There's a lot of admiration and rewards for your work. Make sure people know your true worth. You're definitely the celebrity. You're going to walk in with style. Just let people know that you are amazing. Leo Moon, Leo Rising. We got the Lover's card. It's going to be very amazing for you. We got a lot of bumping uglies and romantic unions that are going to be dope. I'm struggling to rhyme, but it's going to feel awesome like Coke. And I mean the beverage, not the drug. But we all know the greatest love comes from above. And within as well, you're going to have romantic opportunities that'll feel real swell. Who still uses swell in 2019? The peace dealer does. And it's rhyme schemes mean. Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. We have the King of Cups. Leo, the Lover's card is saying that your portal is going to be through a romantic union and connecting in my heart. But for Virgo, we got the King of Cups. Your wisdom has to be legit. You have to be compassionate in mind, soul, and body and spirit. You're going to connect with a celestial being who is super wise. And it's cool because they'll help you see through the lies, and your awareness is already detailed as it is. But this is going to be great because you'll live where magic is, in the moment, this present reality, to use your powers to cut through fallacies. But really just be patient with people because they might be dumb, but it's all good because we know you're the one. Libra, Libra moon, Libra rising. We got the 10 of swords. Some things are going to end, some things are going to die, but a painful truth is better than a feel good lie. And hey, you are the air sign that represents the sky. So when you come into this defeat, just know that victory is nigh. Know that omnipotence is possible when you clear all obstacles, but sometimes you have to hit rock bottom, just so you know that. Yeah, I can't rhyme the rest, but you get what I'm saying. Scorpio, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. We have, the Libra was so good too. We have the 7 of swords. Some people think that they're slick. Some people think that they're sly, and they deceive people with all these stupid lies. This is saying to practice discernment, but more so than necessary, work on your own, because when it comes to these timeline shifts, you're going to have to keep some secrets, and these secrets are going to constitute magical realities you peep in, and you only have to make sure the right people know, but for the rest of them, be cold as snow. This is not to create rift or distance between others, but to make sure you can truly trust who calls you their sister or brother. Sagittarius, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising. We have the 9 of cups. You know what's up. Your wishes are coming true. When you win, we all win. And that just makes us feel new. You already know what it do. What do you desire? Let it ignite as it comes real with your fire. I'm flowing off the tongue because Jupiter's expanding. You already know that we don't need any planning. We just go with the flow and we make it happen. This is magic, and it's happening like it's snapping. Damn, I need to work on my clothes. Capricorn, Capricorn moon, Capricorn rising. We got the Ace of Wands. It's sparking right now. You don't need to wait. In fact, get excited with great haste. These aren't just rhymes, they're magical words, synchronicities with twists and turns. The Ace of Wands is a new experience out of thin air. It's amazing if you go with the flow and just not care. Throw your hands in the air because this wand is here, and it could be sex that happens and you see clear. So if you need to get some, don't rub one off. Go out and do it with someone else. You know what it is. It's sex that turns into wealth. But if this is not sexual for you, this is just talking about a new experience that's going to really create great passion. Aquarius, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising. We have the 10 of swords. You're here with Libra. In order for things to begin, some things need to end. And that is going to destroy those in your life who play pretend. There's a deeper meaning here with the High Priestess, and it's going to make you see things that were unseen. I'm wanting to rhyme, but I don't want to mess up the message. So just understand, don't trust every beverage. Some people can spike it with poison, while others can come in with some chosen experiences to share. Follow your heart and enter lands that you would have never dared. Even your greatest victory can come across as your greatest loss, regardless of what happens. Remind the rest of the zodiac who's boss. Huh. which is even better if you think that Rick Ross is Aquarius. Pisces, Pisces moon, Pisces rising. We got the star! Wishes and dreams come true like new cars and the fresh scent that comes when you purchase it. It's amazing because it comes with the 4 of Wands, so it's worth it. And yes, forget my shitty rhyming. Enjoy my amazing vibing. You are going to become this celestial. You are going to become this star. You are famous wherever you are. And even if mortals don't recognize you, the spirits do. It's all good. You are both divine and true. And I am happy to share this message. And after this broadcast, I'm going to buy an alcoholic beverage. And the final card that we have for everyone is the 8 of Wands. So when I say that this is going to manifest like instantly, they're unexpected and unforeseen circumstances that are going to literally have you shift into this timeline. And the reason why it worked is because we're super badass. We combined all our energy together, 700 plus people. I mean, how awesome is that on getting ready for a full moon, 0 degrees Pisces? This is all going to happen quickly, and just surrender to whatever happens. Shout out to those of you who hit me up with the super chat. I'm doing a transit talk on Wednesday. So when I do the Venus in Capricorn, I will pull those cards then. You guys are so amazing. You guys are so amazing. Thank you guys for staying tuned. I'm going to say this one more time. As soon as I end this broadcast, you are going to manifest a key sign or synchronicity. It has to happen after the broadcast because the frequencies disperse. But if you saw it before, it's because you're advanced. Keep that in mind. Whatever you see is the first step. Surrender and walk through that rabbit hole, or jump through that rabbit hole, or just let it suck you whole. Pause. Peace.